play, it's going to be your boy, all right?
Oh my God, this is so funny. Oh, this is awesome. But folks, it is going to be an awesome matchup. It is Vanquish versus Noble. And even though we're all stacked heavily on VQ's side, Noble, they saw the jersey in chat. Cellz saw it. The entire team was like, bet they're going against us. Maybe this is the fire in which they need for them to mesh, for them to form into a squad here, to mold into a team that can take down Vanquish, that's just angry enough and has the energy in which they need to overcome this unit. We're about to find out here soon, as Noble will win the opening engagement and they will hit the scoreboard first.
So they get the early initial, they lose the middle of the map, but they get the early hill. There's 35 seconds left in it. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to come away with every single point, because they are going to have this boom shot rotating in. Xysho is going to be the third player into the fight. He's coming here now. Go over the quick team revive. They're not even getting a neutralization yet. They finally move in after the first kill, get the second as well. And now they're going to be able to settle up and get a few points back. I think they might stay here for 15 to 20 or so. Not even that. Yeah, and then they might rotate over to the top of the map. They're going to probably try to get the early rotation coming over here. Hndles is already at the bottom of the stairwell. Here come two more players of Vanquish to the bottom of the map. Player 7 of Cellz is waiting in the wings at the old hill. That's going to be a big differentiating call for me. Cellz is going to pressure up onto him. So it's a 3v3 over at the hill. Cellz is actually going to get pegged up a little bit from the juice side, and Acells goes down to a great shot there by Acells. So now 4v3 official on the map.
All right, so 4v3 in favor of the side of Noble. They will be able to have these back spawns behind the ATM hill, but they're not getting any points. And when it actually comes down to these hills, you guys saw the incendiary grenade at the top of the stairs. If you want to control the bandstand area of the map and incendiary grenades are coming up, you can get so many points by just capping the hill from the bottom of the stairs and continuously just putting some nades in that corner, just like they're doing, right? That gives time. That's where this bottom part of the strategy works, because that's the only place you can contest. So with both nades out, Noble know that they can contest this one without any issues whatsoever. And they need to go more aggressive if they want any time off of this hill. A quick shot in the melee comes out for Moaries, but lava goes down right behind them. And a quick double kill coming out from Acells to make it a team wipe. Vanquish will collect on the rest of that time at ATM, and the next rotation will be at they will collect on the time at Arcade, and the next rotation will be at ATM, where you're going to see Noble set up because they respawn there.
Acells has the spawn point here. That next hill, like you said, up at the top left at the ATM. They got to fight back into this. Two incendiaries. Beautiful first throw. It's going to get that first kill. They have one more to worry about. They get the kill on the Morty. Now they got to worry about Moaries, who's holding the outside of they're holding the inside left of that spawn. Lava rotates over to help him. Here comes Xysho. Incendiary over the top. Won't get the kill, but it'll stop them from taking that plot. Now Lava goes down. Cellz last alive. Shot over the cover. Gets a beautiful kill, but won't be able to get the up A to connect there. And another team fight won. After the first, I would say, 30 seconds of this round, it has been all Vanquish. I got it scored 3-1 right now.
I think you are absolutely right when it comes down to the team fight count between both these squads. But how is Noble going to win this next fight? It's still a good amount of time on this hill, 50 points to be exact. You see Hndles very, very sneaky, chooses not to shoot, wants the best angle he can get, but now gets Lava's attention. But here comes reinforcements. He has 3 players around him, did his best to distract his opponents, to put his teammates in a better spot. And I think he did just that. Precision, pulls that one out of his behind, squares up and gets the point blank, says, Hndles, I'm coming. Don't tap out on me. The squad stays alive, and I think we count that 4-1 when it comes down to team fights in favor of VQ, as they have been pretty much flawless on this side of the map.
I'm gonna have to call a cleaning service, and I don't know who it was that John Wick got in touch with, but they're gonna have to show up, because what Precision did was absolutely filthy. There has gotta be a law against that in at least 17 states.
And you know what? And I don't think any of them would be in the Northwest. Okay, that's probably all. I don't think any of them be in the Northwest. That's the rest of the country right there. But as you're gonna see, VQ with a dominant start, just eclipsed past that 100-point marker when it comes down to them having their lead over Noble. Nice shots from Hndles. 3v3 on the map. Precision went in for a back A, but Moaries stayed composed. He will be able to lock in some time on his hill, get bandstand. Noble currently looking for some more kills on the map before they get set up. But they're pretty spread out for winning the fights that they have, Colin. Moaries has been down here by himself for a while, but he's finally going to be joined by Cellz. Precision runs through the incendiary grenade and great awareness from him, but you can kind of see the spread was not good enough. You give him an inch, he'll take a double kill.
So right there, Noble gets 2 kills. Vanquish finds 1, slows it up, and then goes in for a retake. And now Vanquish has found another 2 kills. Noble's found 1. This has been pretty back and forth in this hill ever since the initial kind of settled it down. They've gained about 20 points off of it. Noble's won a decent amount of points off this hill, but every single one of these points going over to Vanquish is making it that much harder. It's a 110-point lead, about to be 120 precision. Gonna get double answered from the spawn there, and that's a hard thing to come back against. Xysho tries his luck in the 1v. Acells down now. That's 3 good kills for Noble. Yep. They win the early rotation on this hill. They get another team fight under their belts. They got to settle up here, though. The next retake by Vanquish cannot go swimmingly. They got to be able to find a way to make it rough waters.
And if they can win that team fight, they can start getting themselves in position to rotate to next and start building up their confidence in this map. We've seen crazier comebacks in control over these last 2 splits, so it wouldn't be any surprise depending if Noble ties this one up. But flashes come out, trying to defend against this juice push. The second flash goes out, but the L triggers from VQ proves to be too much. They take down Lava and Morty. Hndles gets a beautiful spread there. 3 kills coming out quickly for VQ with 30 points of time left in his hill. They will get past that 200-point marker as both these squads are going to start getting set up for next. And Noble, they're trying to get positioning on the map because they spawn so far back. They can't really contest this hill. They're almost forced to play for next for now, but it was like 40 points left there. VQ's defense has just been too strong, and they're putting the fight focus in the middle of the map at boom shot while they're collecting this time.
He killed himself and his teammate, Lava standing there just shaking his damn head. He's like what? You wasted a perfectly good boom on that nonsense.
Do we credit a double boom for Lava?
You know what? I'll give it to him. I'll give it to him. Judges say give it to him.
Give it to him.
Let him have it. It's 216-85. Got to get a little victory somewhere here or there. 3 seconds left on this hill. The next hill is going to be bottom right. Cellz is set up all the way out in the spawn, waiting for anybody to rotate out of info to try to get a chance to get some shots on. Cellz is going to push down here. He's going to have a teammate as well. Flashes are going to be out. You see one of them go super wide. Cellz, though, slides right into the face of Cellz. Goes for the second shot there on the Morties. Won't be able to get it. 3v3 settled up onto the map now, but no incendiaries for Vanquish just yet. But
see the strat?
I mean,
look at him crouched in the corner. Player 8, Xysho being annoying, bro. He can't sit in the flames, so they can keep getting points. And he lines it up, tosses another one, and they're gonna keep collecting on 15 more points if they need to. But they've already won a fight, so they're chilling. And now they still have this nade for the retake.
Blaze, this is 7-2 right now. You want to know the judges card at this point, at least by my recollection. I love the judges card. I've only seen 2, 3 or more kills in a single fight without extra rotations twice for Noble. Like, they've got a 3v1 right here. Any extra time by Hndles is making it almost impossible for them to have a comeback chance in this map. It's 271-85. Precision rotates back into the hill. Another kill from Acells. You see how it's like 1 kill here, 1 kill there for Noble, and then all of a sudden Vanquish just goes absolutely nuts. And there's 3 quick kills in succession. Acells gets 2, and on the bottom side of the map, Moaries is having to come back off of respawn. This is the situation that they kept finding themselves in after that first hill win for Noble. And with the next hill being in the middle of the map, they got to worry about the early rotation. Xysho's already there. All these fights are meaningless for Noble. They've got to get into the next hill very quickly to try to get neutralizations. 11 seconds to go. Lava hops the cover. So does Cellz. Big shots by Xysho. They could get this down onto Lava with a good shot. Tries to go for a roadie strafe onto Cellz. Won't be able to get it. Big kills coming back and forth. Precision now in a 1v1 against Lava. Gets the wrap shot. Gets the kill. Now the boom from Morty has to be used to stop the point accumulation. He'll be final kill in the hill. And Noble, they get their 3rd team fight That will get them some points and actually break the 100-point marker.
Yeah, finally. They're finally over the hump. They don't break it. They just reach it. And I don't know if they will break it, Colin, because 4 VQ members rushing inside the heels. Beautiful shot from Cellz, but the flame grenades forcing him back inside, but he dodges, he ducks, he shoots. He is finished, but is the map finished? 5 more points needed. The flash connects. Morty soaks up a lot of damage, but he cannot soak up anything else there, as you're going to start to see VQ come away with map number 1. They strike first, 300 to 100. And in the end, that's a dominant VQ performance, man. Colin, they made it look easy. They ran away with it right there. That's what, 18 fights, 1 in their favor to 2. Lava 16 elimination. The eliminations wasn't even that out of hand, if you ask me. I just think it was just better teamwork, and VQ outsmarting them.
Well, a lot of the eliminations for Noble are people having to rotate around the map or rotate through the map to get 2v1s onto different players around the map. That's why it can't be scored as a team fight. When you've got to send 2 people to kill 1, and then as those 2 players rotate back into the fight, they either get picked off or they get killed off coming back into the fight. That's where you're getting those eliminations for Noble. They start to look good. Their stats are starting to get packed. The fact of the matter is that when they got into the hill fight, they just couldn't convert enough kills to really start dominating those performances. All 3 team fights I had scored to their side. All of them led to them getting about 30 points off of each hill, maybe a few more here or there, which is what got them the 100 points. But 18 fights won by Vanquish, too much to overcome. Just every time they got back into the fight, it was over with before it began.
And, you know, and with that being said, we can talk about just the quality of kills that each squad was getting. We saw on a replay some big double kills, you know, we saw out of Precision early. We just saw one from Lava right there. And, you know, in the end, even though the members of Noble was close in the elimination column there for the squad, those kills really had no impact in the grand scheme of things being collected on the outskirts of the hills. VQ, even their kills were more impactful for some of the double kills, big 1v1s for positioning, for the rotations. It just accumulated a lot better in the score. And if we do make it towards our second control map in this series, Noble is going to have to find a way to make sure that they can fight as a unit of 4, maybe even rotate early on some of those hills, and Regency will be able to give them the spacing to be able to think about that one, okay? So we headed on over towards Tomb Execution here, and Colin, I thought you left me for a second. I got scared, almost lost my breath there, because we're going over to Tomb Execution, and you talked about it earlier that you were very happy that Noble was able to get this map in his cycle, because VQ sometimes is a little shaky on this one.
Vanquish has had its moments where it's gotten beat pretty handedly on Tomb. I think Noble has to go back to their bread and butter. They got to go back to what got them into the position to get into a grand finals on E-Days. They were better at team fire than just about anybody else on the planet that night. They kept players from being able to rotate around the map and get shots on to be able to get kills onto them. In that map one, you saw it. They didn't get a chance to Lancer out. They didn't get a chance to set up the way that they might like to. There were players from Vanquish kind of playing a little bit of a secret man, a little bit of a hidey spot where they'd be able to pick up an easy kill. Or you saw Vanquish just spread out. They knew that they could challenge up because Noble wasn't team firing the way that they have been in the past. You come into Execution, you know that there's Lancer lanes across the middle of the map. You got to find those early. If you want a chance at winning this map 2 and getting it to a 1-1, if you're on Noble, you've got to get initial damage. You cannot let the players from Vanquish have those shotgun battles.
And I will say on the opposite end, I think Tomb is a great map for different play styles. And Noble can win this map off their individual skill as well. Because I consider it like, you know, 4 different 1v1 lanes, you know, kind of split off into the 2v2 mainly. But ultimately, off the start, one player can have an impact against their mirror matchup there and create an opening for their squad. So I'm looking at Cellz to do something like that. I'm looking at Mortifies to spring out into action, and you see Cellz put himself in a great position for his squad right away, having to dodge those Lancer shots, but you see how scary it is to be in that spot. And VQ quickly assesses 2 separate 2v1s in the midst of this 4v4 team fight, and this round will be quickly over.
First blood and an easy conversion, 29 seconds, Blaze. I mean, that was quick, fast, and an absolute hurry. I mean, I've seen lightning bolts stick around longer than that first round.
Yeah, really, like frozen in time, but that in the blink of an eye was over with, folks, okay? VQ kicking this one off. You know, we saw Precision in the first round get into that Turbo Cubby right away. I love VQ's base strat initially with his Cellz playing close up to the big tombstone. He can easily hop over and help Precision if he needs to. On the flip end, at the snipe fight, looked like Noble may have once collapsed there on Xysho, but with the smokes out, Xysho finds the opportunity to get some damage in and help his teammate, trying to play off the down, calling from help on the Cellz. This leaves Precision in that 1v1 down low. He disengages from the fight as long as he can, but it wasn't long enough as Noble pull away with a much needed round right there. And you gotta give credit towards the snipe fight up top.
I really think right there, Noble did a much better job, and you said it right there toward the end, where they were able to disengage from fights, whereas Vanquish in that first round was able to get directly into their face and be able to overload them in a lot of situations to force them out of position. In that one, Noble played distancing a lot better. They played the hipfire L trigger damage from the Nasher a hell of a lot better than they did in round number 1. And I think the thing we got to take note of right here is how they answer back in this next one. Cellz is going to throw that flash over the top, gets a big body shot on the Mortifies, which is going to shut him down for just a moment. He's going to be able to sit down. But Lava's taken over the top side. He's gotten the frag grenades. That's going to be an easy cleanup kill. It should be 4-3 on the map. And now, even with the sniper Xysho, he's in a 1v1, stouted up. Acells rotates across the map to help on a second kill. That's the issue, is Lava, just that little bit of a pause, that caused a pause, gave them a chance to get a power weapon, a kill, and start to come back in this round.
And Lava gets it down. Didn't connect with the second back A, but Xysho isn't backing down as Precision moves forward. They get the 2v1. They close the round. And now we go back towards that slight pause that Lava had up top. His decision-making was, his first thought was, is there a good angle for me to toss the nade? And he's like, nah, this is going to be a bad idea. I need to pistol him down. But then by the time he got there, the damage was already put out from VQ. He either should have just tossed it, or the perfect play was to pistol him down, save that nade for the later portion of the round, and use that to bait a double kill off of Xysho. But that's that last round. We're currently in this one as we're following Morty towards the mid tombstone. Acells pushed up on him, very aggressive, knowing he had the support of his teammates. But player 8 mid map, Moaries, he lost his guy, wasn't able to help him, couldn't get it done. And actually, I take that back. It wasn't even Moaries' guy. It was actually Cellz' guy who was able to get that extra damage on him. In the end, it was a perfect initial from VQ, and they're able to close out the round.
3 rounds in the favor of Vanquish. Vanquish has converted all 3 of their first bloods. Noble converted theirs. So far, first blood has been pretty much everything and anything to either of these squads in this matchup. This is just a difference. This is a difference in aggression at this point. Noble can't, and they can't engage the early CQC. They've got to find the Lancer lanes.
There's a difference in initiation. VQ coming out with different strategies every single round here. Where with his Cellz pushing Morty from the inside the way that he did, now he wants to cover fight because he's that damn confident, knowing that he can get first blood. But when he pushed it from the inside, it brought 3 seconds enough, which was enough time for him to get in and get the kill, okay? But in this round here, he did it again. He got first blood. He's in this team fight. Multiple downs coming through for VQ, and Noble can't do anything about it here in this moment.
Torque bow out, shots on across the map, but nothing to be found except for death and the ground. It's going to be 4-1. Vanquish 2 rounds away from being up 2-0, and I mean, trying to just shut this second game down quick, fast, and in a hurry.
And trying to do their absolute best to just make a statement here against this Noble squad. Prove that, hey, you guys can't compete against us. Noble, knowing that they had to take this map, had to give it everything they got here on the round-based game modes. Down, falling short. They put their focus at Torque, that backs up Precision. Flash in hand. Lots of damage fire, lots of damage coming out. But no one able to capitalize. Acells takes the wide angle. Does not give up the Lancer battle there, and that's how you do it. But the revives come through. Beautiful flash stun. allows Precision to come away with a kill, and he's going to reposition. Beautiful spread, but couldn't get the wrap shot. 2v3 on the map turned into a 2v1 in favor of Noble in a must-win round.
That has to be a round they get under their belt, and they do get it. They start to come back here. This is the situation where they've got to build off of that. They got to figure out how to really take fights. How do I put this? They need to take those same fights with a little bit of extra help over the top. Something that we've seen Vanquish use a lot in those early initials is getting shots on with the Lancer by Precision. They got him to get some shots on to give Acells the ability to take that cover fight if he wanted, or to try to push across with the flash. Let's see what they do here. Double mounted up, shots on Acells. Cellz gets downed out. There's the second fight in. Morty is going to be full red, but he's not going to go down just yet.
In a game of seconds, the flash grenade by Cellz, just enough time to get the quick pick and get revved up in 2v2. The first two torque bows. Ooh, he gets one. Helps his teammate out. The wrap shot doesn't come through. The revive isn't there, and VQ wins the battle. A big double kill, but now Noble needs to take the 2v1 quickly. They can't sit back, but Xysho dancing around and brought time for reinforcements to come through, and they will collect here in round number 8. Evan?
One more round. I was trying to do some quick maths real quick off of the side blaze. Vanquish's round count in totality when they win the round. Unless I've missed a few seconds, to win 5 rounds, it's taken them less than 3 minutes.
Are you ready to kick some ass?
Oh!
They have 3 rounds under 30 seconds.
It takes me 3 minutes, less than 3 minutes to take some L's in life, okay? They're about to get a dub in 3 minutes. Shit. VQ, a few seconds away from being able to lock in map number 2 and take a commanding and dominating lead here in this series. Blind fire doesn't connect. Cellz goes down. The pressure
I love
is there.
that extra rotation.
The kills are cleaned up. Just a matter of time here. Noble surges forward. Can they get the kills that they need? A quick revive. But look at the Lancer fire there being led by Hndles. He puts out just enough damage. The revives amount to nothing. VQ, they lock in map number 2.
Well, VQ, they're going to be 1 map away from getting a 3-0 victory over Noble. And this is going to be one of those situations where Noble is going to have to climb a massive hill to just get back into this. They're going to have to try to start that campaign on Training Grounds Escalation right after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gears Pro League Series 3 Phase 2 day number 6. We are in the midst of our second series of the day. Vanquish up 2-0 against the likes of Noble, this Noble squad here. I'm Guy Blaze, joined with the fantastic Colin Crow Clark. Games being observed by the magnificent Jordan Ribeiro. And throughout the day, we have had nothing but exciting games. We saw some great plays, and we hope that you guys at home are having a fantastic time. But the squad of Noble, Colin, they just could not contest with VQ when it came down to this execution map. And, you know, one thing that I kind of had my eyes on is that when it comes down to Vanquish breaking ice, each one of these players in their individual positionings, you know, kind of taking the reins, whether if it's Xysho finding an opening at snipe, or it's Acells being able to quickly change the positioning and outplay his opponent in the middle. They know how to keep their opponents off balance and get those first bloods.
Well, this is what I really would like to kind of give people the understanding of, to try to allude to something different. The way that Vanquish plays, how aggressively they play, it's why the teams they struggle with have players that are willing to match that aggression. You have got to be willing to get into that fight. It's one of those situations where, how do I put this? In the NFL, when Von Miller won Defensive Player of the Year and Super Bowl MVP, he was so aggressive off the snap that no offensive lineman, no guard, no tight end, even if they doubled him, could really keep up with it. Acells plays a lot of that same way in the middle of the map. Acells is going to play up against you. If you can't find either an angle to help your teammate, or you don't have a teammate that has that next level confidence, it's that level of like Identiv's confidence where you know he's going to take every fight, come hell or high water, and he's going to take shots right back at you. That's the kind of mentality you got to have in an execution against a team like Vanquish. When you come now to this escalation, if they don't win the first round or two and there's a big team fight or there's a big weapon placed down at the U, I fully expect Vanquish to maybe take advantage of that instead of Noble, because I expect Vanquish to look at how they played Execution and say, we're going to play it the same exact way.
And that speed in which you talk about comes down from having confidence versus being unsure, being indecisive, or, or playing it from a defensive standpoint right there. And a squad like VQ coming off that win on the major has nothing but confidence, and these players find speed in that confidence, and Gears of War is a game of seconds, especially off the initial. And we're seeing the game of seconds up top at the Overlook. Lava wins his battle down low, has to go up against Precision. Lots of crossfire coming in from players from Hndles and Moaries in those heaven positions to help their teammates out. But in the end, it will be a capture down low at the B hill. Hndles, recognizing so many players dying on the other side of the map and Precision having Overlook, he knew he can cap this B hill for his squad and force Noble to have to play from the offensive standpoint.
Morty's going to try to pressure up from the God spot here. He gets a little bit of help from Moaries getting that kill on the Hndles. The B hill's going to start going back into favor of Noble. 20-point differential or so. They push Moaries to the front side of that box. Beautiful shots in by Moaries to get a second kill there onto Acells. And that's what we were just talking about. The way that they're able to get those extra shots on, the way that they're able to get the downs and damage on players from Vanquish. They're not having to take those fights the same way. They're not having to get into those fights and have Nasher versus Nasher. They're being able to Lancer them, settle them down, really keep them on the back foot. Right now, I think this is one of those situations where Vanquish, they might have to put down a power weapon. If this round doesn't go their way, they need to make it about a big team fight.
Yeah, they really do. And VQ is not scared of any team fights. Lava repositioning as much as he can, but he has to stay crouched that cover. It was a difficult rotation. VQ hunts down 2 members. They find a third. And technically, that is a team wipe on the map, as they are currently collecting all hills. It comes down to Lava coming off the spawn and being able to get there quickly enough, which he will not be able to. Vanquish will strike first in round number 1.
Vanquish come away with a triple cap domination there. After 2 minutes, there was a very good little defensive stand by Noble in the middle of that round. The ability for them to kind of settle down and get the Lancers out to get shots on was very good, in my opinion. They were able to kind of stand up and stand tall in a lot of situations, but then the Wolfpack came through. 3 players go through the middle of that U, and they split the 2 players, one at Overlook and then one at the U. The U player gets 2v1, and then the one at the Overlook really has nowhere to go and no leg to stand on. That opens up the way for them to Lancer down, help out toward the B hill, and that's what opens up that triple cap domination. Boltox are out. Vanquish, they know they didn't win that hill, so they know they can get another round to go, just trying to play this neutralized up. They don't have to get crazy with anything yet. They are still coming away with the same kind of strats that they are winning rounds with.
All right. We head here into round number 2 from Hndles positioning. I love the crossfire coming here from heaven. Good angles, Ribs, from there, because I think this position is so influential. You guys don't get a chance enough to see it at home from how much damage those heaven players put in. As these players are sitting on the edges, you see Acells and Precision trying to duck, dodge, swap cover, stay crouched so they don't take too much fire. And as soon as they pop up, their opponent is waiting with L triggers to take them out. But both squads, they're going to rotate down low to the U for a little bit more intimate 2v2 team fight, as we're going to start to see the hugs and the kisses come out of here from VQ, as they're going to shut them out. Moving forward towards their opponent's home hill. On the side of Noble, they're going to be able to lock in B. So from there, this will be their base of operations. They're going to have to slow the map down, but eventually it's going to be a team fight on their home hill, unless Moaries is going to be aggressive and make a play for Vanquish's home hill to really spread this map out.
I wonder if they're going to go. They are going to go for a 3-man overtake here. They got 1 player lancering in, trying to deal the damage, and 2 players going in deep with Precision with the Boltock, though. Precision, did you need help, brother? I mean, was somebody else with you there? Because,
he may have had Xysho, he may have had Acells, Moaries tried to shut the cross down from Acells. I actually liked how Noble tried to retake that with the angles in which they had. But when it comes down to VQ quickly putting out damage and protecting themselves, getting back into cover, they do it very well, okay? They dodged a lot of shots in that moment. So good job to them to be able to hold this setup. But we're entering the mid portions of this round, and now it's about to be split up into 2 separate 2v2 fights.
I hate this. I hate the way that this got split for Noble here. They're gonna win their home hill back, but they put Morty and Moaries into this fight with no utilities.
I think that's just how the cookie crumbled.
But like, that's one of the situations where maybe you take an extra few seconds to rotate one player back and then you get one utility per fight to try to get a stun off. Instead, you go straight into a fight with no stuns, no smokes, and no leg to stand on.
It sounds nice, but in the moment, throughout the comms, throughout the chaos, to be able to assess that and get that guy over, that's time being put up on the scoreboard right there, right? I will say that they could have been more passive in their position to take that fight. Maybe have a guy Lancer down from heaven, have one closer towards the spawn side. But, you know, once their teammates won that fight on the other end of the map, either those two players had to stay safe or they had to get a quick rotation off the other end to get that trip cap because they were in VQ territory and those players off the respawn would have been able to lock in that home hill and close out the map. But that's the hard thing when it comes down to people reaching that next level of their gameplay in Gears of War. And you guys hear me speak about it a lot. It's finding out what the perfect play is before your opponent and then executing it as soon as you find out, because sometimes that perfect play is gone in 10 seconds and 5 seconds, okay? Because your opponent is trying to figure out what's my perfect play? What's the defense or the offense I have to come up with? But when you have great IGLs, you come up with it quick, you execute right away, you set the pace, you pick up momentum, you dominate, okay? That's how to say it in a little, but kicking off this round is going to be a 2-to-1 hill setup in favor of Noble to kick it off, Colin.
They overload the B hill with 2 players to try to pressure on the Hndles. There's a 3-player push over to the U side of the map. Xysho bouncing around. They're going to get the call-outs now. They're going to pinch out Cellz, make it a 4v3 official on the map. They're going to overload A. Hndles is going to get killed at his home spawn. So they're going to have to try to get somebody back into that fight. I think they might send Xysho over there and then have Xysho pinch in from one side while Hndles comes off on the spawn. They leave Moaries in a heaven position. Blaze, do you think that Hndles has to try to challenge Moaries off the position?
If he knows he's there.
He's not.
He doesn't know he's there yet. And Moaries wasn't even focused on Hndles, which is a blunder on his part because Hndles should have soaked up way more damage than he did before he got to that positioning. If he does that, maybe Moaries is giving some heaven fire across map to help his teammates over here on this side. They have their opponent's home hill in the B hill, but they all have to drop back towards their home hill in their side of the map, but it's not even gonna matter to get the trip cap domination. So it worked out for him very, very well. The players of VQ was able to come off a respawn. That's why I wasn't sure about the domination at that point, because that fight was going on as long as it did. But Noble, they close it out.
You said it, they knew he was there. I would love to know why. Again, these are those moments.
Which player, Hndles?
No, it was, yeah, well, Xysho, Hndles comes right off spawn and goes right back to the hill. Xysho maybe could have gone up to top of Overlook to try to gain information. And again, this goes back to the discussion you and I were just having. I guess it's a little bit of a difference of opinion in the way that we play it out or see it. But I think the extra 5 to 10 seconds to try to gather information to know that he's not there, that gives you the intel that he's at heaven. It's like needing that little bit of extra time to try to be able to get that next shot on or get the correct play to be made.
Yeah, nah, I definitely hear you there. In a moment around, those extra few seconds can be crucial, from you making a bonehead play to you making a perfect play. Comes down to gathering that intel. And as we see here on screen, VQ tried to get aggressive on Noble's home hill, but they will be able to shut them back. They're going to aggressive at the bottom end of the map. Trip cap domination. The Cellz get stopped. And back-to-back quick rounds for Noble. I said if it was any map in this series that we couldn't sleep on them on, it had to be this Training Grounds Escalation. But even going up against a squad like VQ, who is still one of our, if not the best top 2, top 3 team in our league when it comes down to this map, them losing 2 quick rounds like that it's like, okay, all right, Noble, that says more about Noble's gameplay than anything for me, okay, than it does about VQ. So good job to them for keeping it close.
So coming into there's the snipe underneath. There's going to be shocks for both teams, and Noble's going to have their Boltok toward the bottom of the map with King Raven, but they put a snipe out to try to change that early fight up. Precision's going to go down. Triple Lancer fire. This is what they needed to do on execution. play a little bit more defensively, play a little bit further out to try to get these early downs, and then they push in just late. They get the downs, but they don't get aggressive early. They get the downs and they wait it out. Cellz is going to get down by Acells, and they fall to the early aggression of Vanquish. They get pulled into the CQC. They get pulled into the early fight. Precision's finally going to go down, but Lava, he and two teammates are going to be able to settle up their home hill, and now they're going to be able to come back off of respawn. Any headshots by Xysho could shut down this retake, and look at where Acells is playing. Hello?
He is going to be...
He was in a 3v1 at the first half home hill of Noble.
Yeah, he wanted to get that one over. And Noble, the triple down off the start was great, Colin. You said that they made a play too late. It may have made it, I will say on an earlier side, just getting hungry for kills that wasn't 100% secured because the quick revives that came out in a cover in a right-hand advantage that VQ kind of had on that side of the map. Noble just had to be a little bit more disciplined off that initial. That's the reason why they're down about almost 50 points here currently in this moment. But they are fighting back with control of back.
What a turnaround.
That's a beautiful kill for Moaries. Composure gets some damage in on a second. His teammates help him clean it up. And now they are in the sprint for the home hill of VQ. Big 1v1, and it is won by Hndles to keep the round alive.
Hndles is going to win that 1v1, and now you see Cellz try to push up, and Cellz, without a doubt, the shot straight down onto the stairwell. Gets that chunk off. They get the kill there again on another player. Xysho has to play back. Beautiful little damage by Cellz off the rip. I love that snub fire. It made that first shot for Cellz for Lava hurt so much more. They turn around. They try to get back into the fight. Triple gap domination being threatened for just a moment. E-Hill is open. Vanquish still has a point lead here, and they might be able to get back into this fight early enough to get the E-Hill decap. Flash is out. Morty's going to be full red. Now down. Morty, he has to turn tail. He cannot stay in that fight whatsoever. Over into the middle of the map, Xysho, he's going to go for the respawn. Sniper rifle, shot on a little bit from the heaven. He's going to get some tagged up, but not enough to really force him out of that situation. And now Xysho is going to return back over to the home hill. They realize that they get the call out. Two players are here. Cellz gets body shotted. Looking for the extra angle. Body shot on the Lava now. Xysho going wide, trying to get another body shot to get another down. They might turn and try to burn him. Two shots on. They don't get the down or the damage. The long shot is on the ground right now, and another retake of this home hill of Vanquish could continue to make this dangerous. Look at the overturn over to D, though. There's two players trying to swap home hills and positions across the map.
Oh, the pistol, I almost want that one clipped. That pistol was so fast over the cover to alleviate the pressure. Ultimately, Cellz does win the fight, and Hndles doesn't clutch it up completely, but that's hindsight because he brought enough time for his teammates to get to that hill. And on the other end of the map, Acells with a double kill of his own. The kill with style and flair at the back end of round number 5. They lock it in off the home hills.
Like, if Acells was in Star Trek, I'm sure the data would tell Captain Kirk that it's just not logical to fight him. Just stop it. Just stop.
I think the data will also tell Captain Kirk, like, can we just jump speed to a different galaxy? Because I don't think we should be within like 3 or 4 of this sector.
Vanquish is the way that Vanquish is able to take certain fights where they're able to force you into those little singular Nasher fights. That's what makes them so ungodly dangerous. You have to be able to fight Vanquish as a squad. If you don't take their fights with an extra player in the area, you will get, I don't want to say embarrassed, but you're going to get turned on in a lot of situations. It's not good.
Like, Vanquish is the type of team where I got to take every fight personal in order to beat them. And what I mean by that is that I have to find some reason not to like these players, to not want to lose against them. Even if I'm friends with them, you got to be able to tap into that type of energy when you play against players of this caliber. Wow. And he's going to headshot Lava.
He baited him. He baited him into that. He slid toward the cover to try to run. A body shot on the Cellz. First shot on the Lava. Second. Oh. Stop it, Xysho!
Oh, almost. What?
Oh, Cellz to the board.
Cellz with the blunder.
Xysho's still down.
Revived. What was it all for?
Yo, Blaze, help me. Help me.
I'm gonna need help myself. What was it for? Sniper Embar battle. Xysho says, you give me another chance at life, Cellz. Let me show you how to use the weapon. Body shot, downs, 2 kills there. Xysho rotates with 3 in the clip. Another body shot. Nothing but absolute damage being put out him. I can't wait to see this boy's DPS next week as Hndles moves in, gets a quick chunk. Another full spread. Acells with the cover fire. VQ in this round. They just clowning. They just clowning at this point. They don't have the lead though, so I have to say that. Sorry, Noble fans.
They're new boot goofing right now. That's what they're doing. They're new boot
VQ,
goofing.
even after the lead that Noble has, I don't even feel confident for him in this round right now. Okay, they worked hard early on, but VQ had about 45 seconds of kills coming through, of them building up momentum that Noble has not responded to just yet.
3 players are trying to overload the home hill of Vanquish right now. 1 player is left on the home hill of, oh my, why is this like this? Like,
VQ is coming for you. Round number 6, locked in the books, 4-2 lead. And they look so good there. I love that response there from the last 2. We'll see if Noble got what it takes to win it out. Stay alive in this series. If there's any map in this cycle, it's going to be this one. Moaries leading the top of the kill feed. We'll see if his players there below can step it up, but it's a team effort overall. It's going to have to be if you're going to take down this VQ squad, because we haven't seen individual plays come in from this Noble team. We didn't see it in execution, and we're not seeing too much of it right now. For them to be able to win those big individual battles, to force VQ to give them a little bit more respect and force VQ to slow down on their own and say, hey, you know what? These guys are hitting shots. Their setups is great. Let's slow down, talk about our next play. But I just feel like VQ is just going with the flow, and it's one that's in their favor, and Noble has not been able to get that current back in their favor.
coming into the now 7th round of the map, Xysho has gotten the sniper rifle the 2 rounds that it's been placed underneath the overlook. The M-bar went the way of Noble last round. They're going to overload the M-bar once again. Acells thought he might have a 1v1. He thought he might be able to play it a little bit differently. Xysho is going to go down as he tries to retreat. You see the way Hndles is playing this, trying to bait for his teammate in this fight. He's going to get the re if he wants. Beautiful body shot, gets the down. Lava rotates it. No!
What the hell? Hndles, I get it. You can move. You good. The footwork is there. I got you. You're composed. But damn, let him make a play. M-bar shots miss, blind fire miss. Cellz taking out the back. VQ moves up. They've taken out the M-bar, snipes in hand, looking to cap in the E-hill. One more member of Noble left in this area, and they take care of Morty, but focus over towards the home hills, as that's where Noble is looking to keep this one alive. Hndles, you're good with that gun or what? He's patient.
He's trying to... There it is. I mean, he just had to wait for somebody to try to take that cover. He knew it was an easy headshot.
He gave me anxiety watching that one. He had 4 shots right there.
Okay. And he's just holding. He knows. God dang it. Oh, Cellz gets the down. Thank God. I was going to say,
you know what? Maybe because he only had 2 shots left in the clip, he was just taking his time because he is out now. So I could understand it from that sense. But man, Hndles putting some pressure on both heavens for his squads, and it helped them get their home hill back, but it won't help them get their opponent's home hill. Regardless, as VQ with a lead and Hndles is not getting cleared. The roadie run is his mistake. He will give up his position, but their Astros aren't turned up quick enough, and Hndles gives up his perfect positioning. If Morty can get it down, he will not. So that is 2 kills that come through for the side of Vanquish, and they will be able to progress on forward. So Hndles flank, Vanquish gets a lot from it, and they're looking to get some more as well as they get this kill middle map. A home hill they're still not worried about, but with power weapons acquired, they are feeling absolutely comfortable to wait it out these last 20 seconds to close out the game.
20 seconds left in this precision. Is going to take the top overlook position. Body shots into that 3rd player. Hndles is going to rotate straight in, roadie strafe at him, pull the first trigger off. Morty's going to go down now. One more player to worry about is Moaries, and if he gets shut down, that's going to be it. That's going to be round. No way you get across the map in time to get the triple neutralization. Vanquish, they give up 2 rounds in map number 3, but they dominate it in the second half, 5-2. And they're going to win this series against Noble 3-0.
VQ, it wasn't playing around here, folks, okay? They says, you want to see a dominant performance? Well, we'll show you one. They made quick work of Noble right there. And, you know, we saw some decent moments out of Noble, but it just wasn't enough to match the energy of VQ in this series. So congrats to them for coming out on top. Congrats to Vanquish. They will be able to move on up in your standings.
I mean, this is just, it's nutty at times. I really wish people understood. And it's one of the things that always gets lost in translation because we always talk about how close a lot of these rounds are, how much it comes down to a single team fight, a single shot here or there, whatever it might be, a single rotation. People need, like, I wish you could almost like I wish I could throw a tournament where it was just Vanquish going into just lobbies, just so that the main like the majority of the population or whatever population understood what it was like to play against them. Like if I put money on the line, because I know Vanquish likes to win their money now. Now that they got a taste of the big bucks, they don't want to give it up. You put money on the line and say, Vanquish, just go play the general populace. People would start to understand that kind of, it's just a different kind of pressure.
Pressure, right? Okay, I'm happy to use that one because it is pressure, right? And this pressure is kind of compounded with Lancer fire, precise callouts, the team fire, full spread shotgun shots, power positions being taken, you coming out your spawn, seeing 4 players in front of you, like even the trash talk in the chat if they got it. Okay, the week leading up to the series. It's a lot that goes into that pressure, but even just in game, if we just focus on just everything in game, you don't understand what that feels like until you play against a squad like that, because you have to match their energy, you have to match their speed, their aggression, and their damage output. That's what it is. It's damage output. If you can't match that, you will not have no chance against these guys, okay?